Hi yogis, today we're going to be doing restorative yoga with a wall. You want to make sure that you have an empty wall so nothing's hanging on it for safety reasons, and then you'll also need a bolster or a pillow. We're going to start actually with our bolster off towards the side, horizontal, right next to our wall, and then we're going to come up with our right hip towards the base of the wall, and we're going to walk our hands behind us and walk our legs up the wall. For Viparita legs up the wall, also referred to as waterfall pose. And then hands can be off towards the side, feet can be flexed. If you find that your hips are up and lifting, then you might have to draw closer towards the wall or further away. Kind of playing around with alignment that suits you where your hips aren't lifted. And then begin to relax, dive deep into your practice with our pranayama, our controlled breathing. Find a nice slow 4 count in, 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause, nice slow deep breath out, 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause. Another nice slow deep breath in, 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause. Another nice slow deep breath out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause. Taking a body scan from your toes all the way to the crown of your head. Notice any areas that might be holding any stress or tension, and as you exhale, see if you can soften into all those areas that are touching your back of the head, shoulder blades, glutes, the spine. Making any necessary modifications for your practice today. As always, anything I say is just a suggestion, it is not a command. If you're ever feeling low on energy, this pose is great for a reboost in energy, recirculating blood flow through the legs. Almost better than coffee and a Red Bull. From here, begin to bend into your knees, and then we're going to take the pads of the feet together and allow your knees to go out as wide as they possibly can. I'm not forcing anything. Lower back is still on your mat. Modified bound angle pose. You might want to play with, do you want your heels further away? That's going to get into a different area, the legs and the hips, or closer. It's going to get into another different area of the legs and the hips. And once you find that position that works for you, we're going to be holding here. You're going to take the hands on the outside of the thighs and bring the knees back towards each other. Begin to drop the knees over towards the side of where your bolster is. So that way the feet can land coming into a reclining twist. And you might have to modify. So if this is really uncomfortable for your lower back, you can scooch a little bit further away from the wall. So that way the hips are in line with the knees. You can also play with having the hips closer towards the wall and straightening the legs into a different variation of reclining twist. So finding what variation speaks to your body today and honoring that. On your exhale, bringing the legs back up towards the wall, taking your bolster and bringing it off towards the other side. Walking the legs on over again. You can keep the knees bent or straighten the legs. Just allow gravity to do all the work for you, so you don't have to kick through your heels. They can just naturally relax here. And inhale, bring the legs back on up. This time we're going to come into a wide angle. So we're going to allow the legs to go out towards the side, flexing the feet so we have that engagement around the knees. And just allow gravity to do all the work here. Slowing down the breath. Relaxing all the points that are touching your mat. way back up, bending into the knees and dropping over towards one side. Rising into the earth to come up to a comfortable seat. So we're going to use our bolster. So that way the base of it lines up with the base of the wall, and we're going to sit up as tall as we can in Sukhasana easy pose. We're going to take one arm up and over on towards our wall, and then we're going to scooch on further close towards the wall. We want to have our hands so that way it's in line with our shoulder. So option is stay here if you're already feeling in the shoulder, or begin to find a cactus position where our hand is in line with our elbow and our elbow is in line with our shoulder. Just begin to tuck chin to chest and look over the shoulder on the right hand side. Two more rounds of breath here. And your next exhalation, you can just slowly release the arm on down, and we're going to switch over towards the other side. So for me, I'm going to move my bolster over just a little bit to stay in camera frame. You can just walk on over towards the other side. Maybe take the other leg in front. The side that feels a little funky. And then take the top arm, bring it on over. Same thing, scooching closer towards the wall if your arm is extended. We're coming in that cactus shape, pressing the forearm into the wall, looking over that left shoulder. Tucking chin to chest slightly. Finding your breath here. Slow deep breath in, and as we exhale, we can just slowly release the arm. We're going to bring our bolster so that way it's horizontal and it's right up against the wall. And then we're going to bring our feet right on top of our bolster and against the wall in a kneeling position. We're going to take our hands and we're going to walk them on out, and then we're going to take our left leg in between our hands. So our foot is pressing up against the wall. And then we're going to walk the hands on in. So we're going to feel that stretch over on the left hand side as we press those back toes into the wall. Option to stay here, begin to take that hand and begin to press it against the wall and coming into a twist. Hand comes to the outside of the thigh. Exhale, slowly release. Bring the hands down on either side of the front leg. Draw it on back, and we're going to do the same thing other side. Left leg, right leg comes in between the hands. Kind of think opposite of you. And then knees in line with the heel. Begin to walk it on up. Foot is pressing against the wall. Hand goes to the outside of the thigh, and then the other hand reaches towards the wall. Coming into a twist in a lunge position. On your next exhalation, release the hands, release the twist down. And we're going to walk our feet up the wall, and our knees are now going to come onto the bolster. So we're in kind of a really funky plank here. And we're gonna come all the way down onto our belly, onto our forearms. We're gonna engage navel to spine so that we're lifted. And then to get out of this position, we're just going to come up one hand at a time into that starting position, walk the knees on down off of our props, and slowly roll on up. A little bit of core engagement for our restorative practice. We need to take our bolster out in front of us, feet towards the wall, knees out wide, coming into a child's pose, stretching out the lower back. Turning our head to one side. Next inhalation, lifting up the head, and exhale, turn and look the other direction. Bring the head back up towards the center and slowly roll up off of your prop. Taking your bolster off towards the side for right now. Bringing, so that way our foot is about at a 90-degree angle away from the wall. So our foot is in line, or our heel's in line with our knee, and our knee is in line with our hip. And then from here, begin to extend up through the leg and then cross over in a figure 4 position. If you want a little bit more of a stretch, you can begin to walk closer towards the wall. You just want to make sure that your sit bones, your lower back, is still remaining towards the ground. Take the knee, press it away. You can also slide the leg up the wall. Different ways to play with alignment here. Once you find that position, see if you can find the breath. Ground into all the points that are touching your mat. Next inhalation, begin to extend the leg on up and switch it out for the other side. Making sure that the heel is in line with the knee is in line with the hip. And then begin to extend on up and switch it over. Flexing the foot, knee going away. On your next inhalation, extend the leg up towards the sky and slowly release. Hug both knees in towards the chest and just rock side to side. Building up momentum to drop over towards one side. We're going to grab your bolster. We're going to place it horizontal against the wall. And then we're going to place our hips up on top of the bolster. Slide back onto our forearms. Come into that starting position we did before with the burrito crowning. You might have to walk yourself closer towards the wall. Wish there was a more graceful way to do that. So here we have a start of almost like a modified bridge pose and shoulder stand. So option is stay here, or what we're gonna do is we're gonna bend the knees, coming into a hint of an inversion. We're gonna press our feet against the wall. We're gonna lift our hips. And then we're gonna bring our hands to support right behind our lower back. And then we're gonna walk our feet further up the wall, so our knees are gonna be in line with our hips. Maybe begin to straighten one leg. Release the other leg. Maybe even try and balance here. I'm going to bring back the feet and slowly begin to roll on down, vertebrae by vertebrae. Coming into any other postures you feel that you need. Otherwise, we're either going to stay here or you can scooch on back and come into Shavasana, corpse pose. body. Begin to bend one knee and then next, and then fold over onto the side. You just slowly roll up off of your prop. Coming into Sukhasana, easy pose, sitting crisscross applesauce. Hands on the thighs or hands at the heart. Thank you so much for allowing me to be a part of your yoga practice. The light in me honors that positive light within each and every one of you. Namaste. Thank you.